The history, the narrative, the story of roasters, struggles, and money back. Start with nothing and then begin to build upon something. You gotta go to school and you gotta get a degree. You gotta be something. Once I got into coffee, I realized, man, this is really what I wanna do. I put this money into a small business. This is a cool name. The victories did it. I drive by and see the big old sign. I'm here to stay, I'm not going anywhere. In 2013, I actually ended up sending off an email to a friend of mine now, a mentor of mine. His name is Tim Bush. At the time, he was opening a car wash, and if you want to, contact him, this is his email. So I sent off an email, and I said, hey, my name's Wes, and these are the things that I have going on. This is Roasters Coffee. He responded to me the next day, say, hey, come on down and let's chat about some stuff. And oh wow, this guy that is a successful business owner actually responded to me. And so once I really connected with him, he actually brought some good ideas. I'm just securing a lease over on Road 68. And I said, Road 68, oh my goodness, this is what it's all about. So I did everything I could to convince him that I would actually, bring some value. And lo and behold, a few months later, we ended up inking a deal for the Road 68 location. And so Road 68 opened, and man, this store, we actually did all the work on the inside, like every single thing, like all the wood that you see, man, we actually cut that stuff and cleaned it and power washed it and then polyurethaned it. All the furniture I found on Craigslist down in McMinnville in Oregon. So all these things that you hear about with small business and the struggle, we were able to actually open Road 68. And when we did, oh my goodness, it was a beautiful experience. We finally actually were able to do a real grand opening, and it was successful, and there were lines of cars. And with that buzz and with that growth with Road 68, now the other stores are starting to gain a little bit of momentum. And that was in 2013, so I'm 4 years in, and I'm barely starting to stop having to live paycheck to paycheck. Things are starting to actually catch on. The banks are, okay, we made a good decision. From that point forward then, now that I had this Road 68 location, we had the opportunity to actually approach realtors, approach business owners, approach property owners. And then after Road 68, there was a company out in West Richland called Crazy Monkey at the time. And the owners back then, they said, hey, we're done doing coffee. We actually want to sell our location, but we don't want to give it to anybody. We want to give it to somebody that's local, somebody that cares about the Tri-Cities, somebody that's going to take what we started and finish well. And so they contacted me and said, hey Wes, this is who we are, this is our company, what do you think? Are you willing to buy us out? And I said, hey, you know what? I really don't have any money. A lot of people think that you have all these stores, you have all this cash flow, money's raining and growing on trees and stuff. And the truth was, I said, hey, I don't have any money, but what I can do is I can pay payments, because that's what I'm good at. I learned how to do that on credit cards. So now I can pay payments. And so they actually gave me that choice to do. And I actually ended up getting that spot. We opened in November of 2013. So we opened 2 stores in 2013, Road 68, and then all of a sudden West Richland. So all of a sudden we have 5 stores within 4 years. So we've already passed our business plan. And I'm like thinking, wow, man, this is actually starting to work. This is really starting to work. And then at that point, Southridge happened. And with Southridge, though, that was again just a stake in the ground. That was like, man, we are gonna bring to the Southridge area, bring to the Canyon Lakes area, this quality company. Southridge was by far our best opening. We had lines of 25, 30 cars all day long. We had massive amount of high school students just packed in there the entire day. We did free coffee all day long. It was like a rock concert, nonstop energy. It just hit, boom, opened, and it was where, as an entrepreneur, you actually wish it would happen, and that's what happened. And it was fantastic, and it was beautiful, and thank goodness the support of the Tri-Cities people. Without you, we wouldn't even have any breath to breathe. There would be no oxygen. My goal in the early days when I started roasting coffee was to someday have a coffee roastery. Someday have this place that we could actually show the people, show the customer, show the Tri-Cities what we do behind closed doors. And so we actually opened up that roastery. Again, I teamed up with Tim Bush. It was the first piece of property that he showed me that day that we actually hung out. Now you can come in, you can see the coffee being roasted. It's something that you would definitely see in a city if you're lucky, because even in the city, there's only a few coffee roasteries that are open air like that. It's still a rarity. It's not something that you see everywhere. I wanted to honor the Tri-Cities area and give them something that is unique, that would bring value, that gives them a sense of that we're part of the industry here, that Tri-Cities isn't left and isn't missing out or whatever it might be. And so the equipment we got for Resilient Coffee Roasters was one of the best coffee roaster manufacturers in the world with decent coffee roasters. And I knew that if I was gonna do this, I was gonna do it the best that I knew how, the best possible. There's 2 core values at Resilient Coffee Roasters. It's quality and excellence. And so everything that we do there, from the toilet paper to the coffee that we use, is the best that you can get. The highest scoring, the highest level, the most expensive, the most well-processed, the most sustainable. Everything that's done at Resilient is done at that level. And so at this point, I'm like, man, I have a lot of room to grow. You know, like we're gaining mass momentum. And so my mindset then has always been growth. It's always been add value. It's always been bring more love to the people.
Everybody get your hands up.